called These Shining Lives. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Brian Van Dievender and director Amy Baumgartner. So both of you, thank you for stopping by and chatting with us today.
Thanks for having us.
So we have a really cool production coming up here. It's called These Shining Lives. Brian, maybe first off, you can give us a little bit of synopsis of what it is.
Sure. These Shining Lives is a play written by Melanie Marnick, and it's based off of real-life events concerning a group of women who worked at the Radium Dial Company in Ottawa, Illinois in the 1920s and 1930s. They painted watch dials and clock dials using a powder and paint that was laced with radium. And in order to be able to get the fine point that you need in order to make the numbering on the watches and the clocks, they would dip the paint brush in their mouth, and because of that, they ingested quite a bit of radium, and then got sick. They all got cancer, and so the play kind of talks a lot about the court case that arose from those events, and specifically the kinds of questions of workers' rights and the health concerns that grew from that event.
Okay, wow, what a story.
Yeah.
So based on a true story, you
Absolutely.
said, very cool. And I misspoke, Brian, you're the director. Amy, you're not the director.
I'm the dramaturg.
Okay, dramaturg, that's
Yes.
where I had it mixed up. And we're going to ask you more about that in
Sure.
just a minute. Amy, you are an actress in the play.
Yes.
What is your role?
I play the lead character, Catherine Donahue. She's one of the women who worked in the company, the Radium Dial Company.
Okay.
And this is really the story of her life and the life of her friends who go through all of this trouble with all the radium poisoning and all this stuff.
Wow.
So, yeah.
A pretty unique role, I can imagine. That you take
Yeah.
on here.
Yeah, it's definitely different from what I've done before because it's a person's life. It's someone's real life that you're portraying, and there's a lot of depth to it that you really wouldn't see on the outside, and it's just different.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous just thinking about it. So I'm going to have to come and see how awesome of a job you guys do. Brian, you said you're the dramaturg?
Yes, correct.
Dramaturg. Okay, tell us what exactly that is.
A dramaturg has a lot of different roles in a production, but for a play like this that is based off of real-life events that's also set in the past, what a dramaturg usually does is research the world of the play and to give the director and the actors the historical context so that they better understand when the play is set and what are the cultural attitudes, the social mores, the kinds of codes of conduct that are in play at the time of the play is set. So I've been researching the 1920s and the 1930s. The play has a lot of references to life and culture and people and places and events. And so I look those things up. I give that information to the actors so that when they mention a historical figure, that they know what it is that they're saying. I've also been doing a lot of research about the actual court case, about what went down with the Radium Dial Company and how that court case actually changed laws in terms of labor practices.
So very important job.
Yeah, yeah.
And a big job as well. So what exactly did you find in your research? Is there anything noteworthy that we can?
Yeah, well, what I found fascinating is a lot of people would say when they hear the premise of the play, well, like why wouldn't they know that radium is dangerous? Because we know that now. But radium was discovered around the turn of the 20th century, and because it was known to shrink tumors, it was believed to have really good medicinal properties. And so there was a period of time in the early 20th century where radium appeared in all sorts of household products like toothpaste, hair cream, cosmetics.
Really?
And so people were using products that was laced with radium and believed that it was good for you. And it wasn't until this case happened in the 30s when it was discovered that it was actually poisoning people. And radium has a very similar chemical property to calcium, and so when you ingest it, it metabolizes in such a way that the body thinks it's calcium, and so it goes directly to your bones, and that's where the cancer started for all of the women. It started in their bones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. So you can definitely learn a lot by coming to this production.
Absolutely.
And I just find it so interesting with your job as dramaturg, the historical references and things like that. And it's just amazing to me how much more goes into a play than just reading your lines.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So any challenges that you've come up to playing Catherine?
Well, for me, it's always a big thing with age difference. She starts at 19 and she ends at 35, so you get to kind of live through all of those different phases, and you got to pick out what makes her age, what makes her change. And she starts at 19, and she's a mother, and she's married. I'm 21, and I'm not married, and I don't have any kids, so it's really hard for me to find those places and how to get those feelings out, and it's just with the research, especially with what Brian and Franca are helping us with, really builds that for us. So
wow, so it's really a big challenge as an actress. I can imagine even in costume and voice changes and things like that.
Yeah,
too.
we actually start off the show in the 20s, so we have a little bit of a lower waistline. And then we come up to the 30s, and then we get to have a costume change, and we look a little bit different. Unfortunately, we don't have too much time to change our makeup, but we do have some fun glow effects that will be seen to see the radium on stage. So
very cool. And really quickly, there's a lot of other aspects to the play. I saw there's a note here about sound designers. So what exactly does that person do?
A sound designer is going to kind of create what we would call like a soundscape. So the sound effects and also the musical accompaniment that would be playing either between scenes, as scenes are changing, or before the play starts, at intermission, to kind of set the mood, set the tone for the evening. And so I believe that our sound designer is a student, and who's going to be kind of creating those effects. And so I think that's one of the hallmarks of our program, is that we have students working kind of in all aspects of a theater production, not just actors on stage, but behind the scenes too.
Right, very cool. So everybody's role is very important. I got to get the date out there. It's at Frederick March Theater, November 19th to November 22nd. All the dates are online. You can go to uwosh.edu/theater. Anything else that we should know about this production?
It's awesome, and everybody should come see it.
We definitely plan on it. So thank you both so much for coming in today. It's been so enlightening to hear about all the different aspects of the play, and we really look forward to it.
Thank you.